Hi guys, and welcome to Tic Tac Toe game developed using Python. Right, I'm going to show you guys how this works. Let's click on OK. As you can see, X is winning. So I'm going to reset and let's try to get another. And here we end up with a draw. Okay, so let's get 0 to win. So I'm just going to simulate that. There we go. You see, as you win, the system actually update the score here. So I'm going to click on OK. And if we say new game, that means we're starting all over. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you guys straight into Python IDE development environment and we'll put one of these together. So let's click on exit. And we'll start a new project here. Go to file, select new file. There we go. I just want to increase the font size so that you guys can see it properly. That's 12, make it about 18. So that should do. So first of all, I'm going to start by importing Tkinter. Tkinter is the one that will help with the graphical user interface. So in this case, I just want it to display the message. So Tkinter, grab hold of the message box. So the next thing is I'm going to then import from Tkinter, and I'll just import it all. Let's say from Tkinter, import it all. So that will import all of the graphical user interface. So component for the graphical user interface. That is why I enter the star that represents it all. Now the name of my application is going to be called root. So let's say root tk, which represents Tkinter. Then I'll then say root dot geometry. So that's going to define the coordinate for my application. Geometry in this case, I'm going to make that about 1800. So it actually depends on the resolution of your own system. So 1800 by 40, then let's say the height is going to be 1000. No, okay, let's 940. Then the coordinate are just going to make that 0 by 0. The coordinate in this case is starting from here. Okay, so 1800 by 40, that is the width. 940, that is going to be my height. Right, so the roots geometry is taken care of. Now let's take care of the back color. For those who have been following me for some times now, as you all know, my favorite color is always cadet blue, but you can change the color to whatever you want. The choice is yours. So roots dots configure, and what am I configuring? That's going to be the background color. So your background color can be, if you want, you can make it red. The choice is yours. Just type in red, okay? Or if you want, you can say blue, or you can go for powdered blue. But like I said, my own favorite color is cadet blue. Okay, so I'm going to leave it with powdered blue for now, and I'll just change it around so that you guys see how it looks like. So let's run that up. So I'm going to say root dot main loop. Main loop means I want you to go around the loop and come back. So that is that. Done. So I'm going to go to file and let's save. So select file, save as. I do have a folder here called Tic Tac Toe. Yeah, that's it. So I'm going to select Tic Tac Toe underscore ties underscore Paul. That is for my second channel. That's why I enter Paul in there. So I'm going to click on OK. So if you run it now, we should be able to see a form that will actually fill up the screen. You see why I have error there? Because I did not end it with the speech mark. So let's run it again. Run. And there we go. Okay, that is powdered blue. But I don't want powdered blue. I want it to be cadet blue. So I'm going to change this one to cadet blue. There. Oh, check that out. Look at the spelling all the way around. Okay, that should be cadet blue. There. Okay. If I run it again, this is what you guys will get. There we go. That's my cadet blue. So the choice is yours, whatever you want to enter. Like I said, you can enter red, switch yourself, run. There we go. Okay. So anything you want, the choice is yours. So I'm going to undo that, leave my cadet blue, my favorite cadet blue there. Then the next thing I'm going to do now is I want to create some frames. So the first one, I'm going to call it top frame. Okay, or let's just say main frame first. Main frame. Now, main frame would be for the other one. Okay, let's just say top frame. My top frame is going to be using the widget that is called frame. So grab hold of that and just paste that in there. So this is the widget called frame. So this widget called frame is going to be a child of the root. Okay. So the next thing is I'm now going to define the color of this very frame itself. So I'm just going to say, look, this color is going to be cadet blue as well. So instead, I'm just going to say BG equals cadet blue. There. That's why I copied that. Now, I want some padding in there. So let's just say comma, get it padded and make that equals 2. Then the width. We're going to make the width. I'm going to make that about 1810. And the height, in this case, I'm just going to make the height about 100. So that will do 100 because that's where I will be storing my title and so on. So, okay, let's just say equals 100. And we want to get it raised. So relief, that is going to be equals rigid. There we go. And I just now need to just run this up. Top frame. That's read. And that is going to be row will be equals 0 and the column in this case will be equals 0 as well. Yeah, equals 0. So that's my very first frame. I'm going to try that out. You might not be able to see it because this is cadet blue. So let's just change the color of that to maybe blue. Yeah, change it to blue so that you can see. But I'm going to change it back to cadet blue. So let's run. There we go. Okay, that is my frame right there. Okay, so I'm going to change it back to cadet blue. All right. But with cadet blue, if you want to be able to see it properly, you can just change this one to BG or BD. That is equals, let's make it about 20 so that you guys can see it properly. Create this should create some something like border around it. So let's run it and see. There we go. Look at the border that I'm talking about. Okay, and that is that. I think the width seems to be too long though. So let's go back in there, just change this to about 1800 plus. So let's run it and see. Okay, it's still a bit too long. So I'm going to make it about 6. No, let's make it about 700 and see what is going to happen. If that's not good enough, then I just, yeah, you see, 700. That is fine. We add about 40 to it. And I'll just take it from there, see how it looks like. Yes, I'm going to change that to about 10 if I intend to leave it there. So let's just see. If I don't like it, I'm going to take it off. Right, look at how 10 is looking. 10 looks a little bit much better, and this one seems to have disappeared now. Run it again. Right. Okay, it's kind of like at the edge. It's not showing that much. Change it to 10. Run. You see, it's okay. That is brilliant. You see, you can see it there. Okay, look at the edge and look at the edge of the other one. Right. So I prefer it that way. That may have taken some time. Sorry about that. I just want to get it right. So the next thing I want to do now is right in here. Now I want to create my title. So I'm going to call it LBL title or frame title. LBL frame title. Frame title. Okay, frame title, that is going to be, I'm actually using a label. So the widget is a label and this label is a child of the top frame. Place that in there. Come on, I'm going to say the font that I intend to use is going to be an area. And this area is going to be about 50, comma, and let's make that bold. There. You should have speech mark in there. Oh. Okay, close that out. Comma. And the text, what text do you want to need? The text that I want to need is going to be maybe Tic Tac Toe. Okay. I should have actually have a title here. It doesn't have a title. So let's say root.title. So this root.title will actually display the title on top. Okay. And the title in this case is going to be Tic Tac Toe. Tic Tac Toe game, something like that. Tic Tac Toe. Yeah. And that is going to be the title that I want the system to display for me. So I noticed that because I was meant to copy it and just, so I intended to copy it and paste it here. Yeah, that's going to be the title for that. Comma. Um, the background. Let's change the background. Let's say BG is going to be cadet blue. But if it's not, yeah, okay. It's going to be a cadet blue. We'll copy this and just dump it there. If the background is going to be cadet blue, black is going to be a little bit too dark. Let's see. Okay, first of all, before I do any other thing, let me just justify it. Let's bring that down here. Justify. That is going to be equals center. And we'll run that up. Then just see how that looks like. Then I'll take it from there. Paste and copy all of these. Read. Paste it right in there. Okay, let's run it and see how it's going to look like. Run. Save and run. There, that is how it's looking. You see that? So if you want, you can leave the color as black or you can change it. So I'm going to change the color to here. So let's say the font color is going to be, so we just change that to FG Consult. So that is going to be my font color. Okay, let me just run it and see how that is going to look like. So click on run. Let's save it first though. There we go. All right. So it might not be centered now, but once I start working on the whole project, this will be centered. In the first place, I'm going to get rid of this border around it. It looks ugly without. So let's come in here and just get rid of that. Just run it without the border. Let's see. There we go. Okay, so let's continue. Now the next thing I want to do is I'm going to create what I'll call main frame. Just copy that, paste that here. I'll change this to main frame. And the other one, main frame. And this main frame is going to be the child of root as well. There. Now, the border style, no, the color, that color, I'm going to change that to powder blue. So that will give it a sort of contrast. Okay, and let's give a border of about 10. Yeah, change this to about 10. BG equals 10. The width, I'm going to leave the width as that. I can always change it. The height, I'm going to make it about 800. And get it rigged as well. But the row, that will be 1, so that it will be right underneath this very one here, this very frame here. So let's run it and see. Run. There we go. You see? Now this is centered. Okay. But if I decide to leave the border here, you see how ugly it's gonna look like. Let me just show you the border. I don't want it, so I might as well just get rid of the border. Let's come right in and just paste that in here. You see what I'm talking about. I can always make room for that, but I can't be bothered with that. You see that? So let's get rid of that. I'm just going to undo that. Undo. There we go. Now the next thing we want to do is to create another frame that will be to the left. Copy this and just paste it underneath here. Paste. I'm going to need another one to the right. Paste. So let's call this left frame. And there's going to be right frame as well. This will be right frame. And both frames are going to be child of the main frame. So grab hold of the main frame and paste. Paste again. There we go. So one of them would be, let's say, packed to the left and one packed to the right. So I can always do it that way anyway. So I just change this to pack. And this will be side. That will be equals left. And the other one side will be equals right. And just change this to right. There. Okay, what about the width? The left width, I'm gonna make that about, no, let's change the height. Let's say it's gonna be about 500. And the right, I can make that about 560 by 500 as well. Right, what about the color, back color? I'm going to change the color to cadet blue so that the contrast will actually show on both cadet blue and cadet blue here as well. Right, let's save and run. There we go, look at that. But the width of the left one is too much. Let's reduce that to something manageable. If you look at this, it's about 500 plus, so we can make this about, let's say about 700 and see how it's going to look like for now. There we go. All right, we're getting somewhere. Close that. So this is 1000 plus, so we can even make this 1100. Run. Okay, getting much better. That's good. All right, the next thing now, I'm going to create another frame. This other frame is going to be a child of frame number 2. Frame, right frame, I mean. So I'm going to create another frame. There's going to be 2 of those, 1 and 2. So this, I'll call this 1, and this is 2. And in here, they're going to be child of right frame. Yeah, right here. Yeah. Just designing the interface. You guys can always change it the way you want. That's fine. All right, so they are both child of this. So this one would be, let's get these to the right and one to the left. So, okay, let's say here, this is going to be 0, row 0, and the other one is going to be row 1. And this to 1. All right, let's run. Save, run. There we go. Okay, it seems to be too large. I'm going to change that maybe to 200, 200. Change it to 200. Yeah, 200. And 200 again. Or 300. Save and run. Oh, that's wrong. I was meant to change the height. Undo, undo. Change this to 200. Or one of them can be 3 by 2. And let's see how that's going to look like. Run. There, look at that. That's brilliant. I may have to change the height again though. Okay, so the interface is taken care of, or the framework is all taken care of now. Brilliant. So I'm now going to start work with creating the buttons. All right, so exit out. Let's come down here. Let's put together one button first. So I'm going to start by saying button, that's a button 1, or we can say btn 1. So btn1, that is going to be equals button, and btn1 is going to be a child of left frame here, this one. Right. So the next thing is, let's say the text content on it is going to be nothing anyway. So let's grab all of text, comma, is empty. And the font, I can always change the font though. So grab all of the font, copy, paste. Yeah, or I can just leave it like that. Font is going to be, let's make it about 40. Just see how that's going to look like. I can always change it if I don't want it. What about the height? Let's grab all of this, dump it there, and change this to the width. I'm going to make that about, let's say about 8, and the height is going to be about 3. I may have to increase that. And border, the border color, no, background color. Let's leave that out for now. We can always change that if I don't like the color there. Alright, so let me just run this up. btn1, yes, dot is going to be row 0. Copy this, paste that right there. Row number 0. There we can say row 0. And let's say strictly to be, let's say south plus north plus east plus west. Okay, I'm gonna run it for now. Let's just see how that looks like. Run. There we go. That's my very first button right there. That's good. Okay, so let's take care of the second one. There's one other thing before I run it. You see this, instead of saying not s plus this plus that plus that, you can also say, let's cut that off. We can say s n e w. Okay, is the same thing. So not south, north, east, and west. So if I run it, it's gonna be the same thing. Okay, yeah. Now let's take care of button number 2. I'm just gonna copy all of these. That's 2, 3. Now change this to 2, 2, and change this to 3, 3. If you look at this row 0, make this 1, 1, make this 3, and 2. Now run. There we go. Okay, we have our 3 buttons. So let's do one more thing. So we need it to be 3 by 3. So paste, paste. Okay, this is 1, 2, 3. So this one will be 4, 4, 5, 6, and 6. So if this is row 0, this one will be row 1, 1, 1, 1. And this is going to be 7, 8, 9. And this is row number 2, 2, and 2 here. Okay, let's run. There we go. Look at that, guys. It's coming up nicely. So we finish up with the buttons. So let's take care of the buttons that's going to appear here. Here I'm going to need a text that will display something, and I need two buttons or three buttons here if I add exit. So let's exit out and let's create the other buttons. So I need three buttons here as well. So come down, just paste three buttons. One of them is going to be, shall we call that reset? So we have reset button in there. And this is reset. This is going to be new game. And this will be new game as well. Then here it's going to be exits. And the three buttons are going to be a child of right frame 2. Okay, come in here, right frame 2 and 2 here, right frame 2 and right frame 2 here. Brilliant. Okay, there should be some text content on this. This one should be exit. This is going to be new game. And this, the next one is going to be reset. Right, what about the button width? I don't want it to be too small like this. So I'm going to change this to, let's say, about 20. We just take it from there. If we don't like it, we change it around 20 as well here. And another 20 here. Right. What about the height? That's too large. We can make that 1 by 1 by 1. Alright, I'm going to assume my buttons are ready for now. I can always change it, run. Let's see how that's going to look like. Okay, the buttons are ready, but I did not arrange them accordingly, so that's wrong. So this one should be 0, 1, and 2 here. Now, save and run one more time. Okay, so what did I do wrong again? Let's check. This is 0. Okay, this one will be 0 as well. And this will be 0. Here, the columns should be 0. There we go, look at that. Okay, it's coming up, guys. That's good. Now, what do we want to do? You see here, I need to add some text. And maybe I should even increase the size either of these buttons so that I can push it. Let's see. Let's make this about 24, 24, and 24. Let's run. 24 might be too small, but we'll see. Yeah, not too bad with 24. Okay. Yeah, that's much better. Exit out. Now we need to add the label that will display and a text widget. So let's copy label here. I do have a label here. Grab hold of this label and you can paste that anywhere you want. So maybe underneath the button, that's okay. Yeah, right there. So this label is going to be for player X. Player X. And here player X as well. And the text content in here is going to be player X. The font, let's change that to about maybe 40. I can always change it. And I want it, I want it Do I really want it centered? No, I'm going to get rid of center here. And here, get rid of this. Maybe we make it back. Let's see how it's going to look like before getting rid of that. So I can always say strictly to the west. Strictly west here. And end up with, just enter a W there in uppercase. Okay, that's for player X. Player X will be right on top. Yeah, okay. And player O. Yeah, player O will be underneath. Okay, and change this to O. I'm gonna need an entry widget, but first of all, let's run it first and see. No, no, it's in the wrong place. I need to change the location, so that should be right frame one. Right frame one. Here we go. Come down here. Here is it. Set up top frame. Paste that and paste this here. Now save and run. There we go. Look at that. That is good. So we may have to increase this, the font. Okay, let's exit out. I said the font is 40. I may have to increase that or add some spacing along. I'll get it padded. Maybe pad. Yeah. Let's say pad. Okay. To the x-axis, let's say that's about 17. To the y-axis, oh, let's say y-axis first. Y. Yeah. Then we take it from there. Save and run. Okay. The y-axis we do. I may have to get this one's padded as well, so that I can push the whole thing along. Okay then, but let's finish up with the x. So the next one is going to be txt player x. Grab all of these. All this. Let me just change it around. I'm going to paste it right underneath player x though, and just change the name to txt and txt. You can call it ent really, ent, ent, entering widget, ent, and change this one to ent as well, entry widget. Yeah, and here just change this one to entry. That's the widget name instead of calling it txt. Copy and yeah, that's it for that. Copy this again, paste it right underneath here. The second one, and this is going to be O, player O, and O here as well. So if this will be 1 and this will be 1 as well. Why this will be O1. Right, let's run it and see. Run. Okay, somebody, all right, that's wrong. I haven't finished. I copied the label. So text entry, that is correct. Now let's see. The font is fine. The text on it, there's no text. Get rid of that. I don't want any text displayed. And repeat the same thing for this. Background color is going to be white, so get rid of all of these. Okay. Instead of padding, get rid of the padding and this as well. So I have frame, fonts, border. Let's include a border. VG, that's going to be equals to, bring this up here. Change this to black. The fonts, that is black. Okay, so let's define the width. I'm going to make the width about 14. 14. What about, let's justify it to the left. Justify equals left. All right then. I think might be it. I think it's all done. Get rid of this one. Yeah. Okay. So this is corrected. I'm just gonna copy this and just paste it here for this one and change this one to player. And if this one is 1, this one is 1. Okay. Column. Now run. See, there we go. Look at that. Very good. Okay then. I do need some spacing though. Maybe stretch this one out a little bit. Yeah. Let's see. We have. I did make this. Let's come in here. Yeah, I'm going to just stretch it out here. So let's grab all of this and I'm going to enter comma. Now make that about maybe 50. Adding to the x-axis, make that 50, and I'll make the other one 50 as well. Okay, inside the rail. All right, so let's run it and see how that's gonna look like. Right, almost there, almost there. So maybe 52, 54. Yeah, let's say 54 and see. Save and run. Yeah, maybe 55 would have been fine, but it looks much better now. But the thing is, here I have, look at the color. Maybe I should change this to black because the text content in here is going to be black. So, or whatever. You can do that if you want. But if you want intend to change the text, you can just change this right here. Sorry, you can just change it right here. All you just need to do is just type in black. And I'm going to change this to 55. 55. So I think that would do, that would be the end of the interface development, okay? Yeah, 55 is fine. Change this one to black as well. Where is it? It's wherever I say conflict. This one is, oh, label. I'm dealing with the label. Change the label to black. And so add one more, 56, 56 to wedge it properly. There, run. There we go. Okay, we finished with the development of the interface, but the problem is, look here. Look at the amount of room I have in here. I don't like that. So I'm going to increase the size of all these buttons, the height. So what do I have for those three buttons? Here is make it 2. 2 by 2 by 2. Control S, press F5 or just click on run here. There we go, but now I have another problem. Maybe reduce this. And what was that? The padding 4, the label is 17. Let's make it 10. Here's the other one. Make that 10. I may have to reduce it more. Let's see. Yeah, almost there. Almost there. Maybe get rid of 2 more. Make that 7. Yeah, 7. Save. Press F5. Almost there. Look at that. It is almost there. I may have to settle for 4 by 4. Save. Look at that, guys. Right there now. Okay. Now, all we then need to do is just to put together some lines of codes. So, exit out. And we need to put together a function. 3 functions, one for exit, clear, and for the buttons. Okay, guys, right underneath the buttons, or right underneath the frame, I'm going to start work with my functions that will drive all of these. So exit out. So right here, where the frames, okay, and that is above the buttons. These are the buttons there. So let me just put a line there so that I know what is there. All right. The very first thing I'll do is I'm going to declare the following. Let's say player x, and that is going to be an integer variable. And the next one is player o, it's an integer as well. Then both I'm going to set player x and player o assigned value in them, that will be 0. Dot set equals 0. Repeat the same thing for player o. Player o is 0 as well. Good. Now create function. So declare a function that I'm going to call checkers. And the checkers is going to be checking the buttons. Okay, close that. That will be checking my buttons. And the buttons, let's see, here are the buttons. So before we can do that, let's declare a global variable here. And this global variable is going to be known as click. We're using an if statement. If button, if button equals text, that means if there's data on it, then we say equals x. Now if button equals nothing, if button and the text equals nothing, and click equals true, In that case, button equals X. Grab over button, paste it right underneath here. Total copy it, Control C, paste. In this case, it's going to be equals that. That's the first one. So click will become false. Paste equals false. Okay. Then I'm going to call another function. In this case, I'm just going to call, let's put the name of that function there. It's going to be scorekeeper. Scorekeeper is not in the system yet. So we just call that for now. So that's that done. Then the next thing is I'm going to use else if this one equals player X button. If the button in this case equals false, is false, then this one will become true, and this becomes true. The click in this case becomes true. So that function is officially taken care of. Now let's create a function that we're going to call score recorder. So come right down here, function score recorder, and that is going to be, let's say, let's create an array. I'm going to say underscore win combination win combination. That will be inside an array. Square bracket. Careful with that. So the first one is going to be a button. It's going to be btn1. Is the one. Button number 1. Paste. Then we follow btn2 and so on. Enter a comma. Paste btn2, btn3, btn4, btn5, btn6, btn7, btn8, btn9. Okay, we have all our buttons. One is for the row and the other one is going to be for the column. So I'm going to copy all of this. Control C, paste it there. Alright, so let's look at the winning combinations. The winning combination is meant to be 1, 2, or 3. Then we also have 4, 5, and 6. So close this off. Yeah, you can win 1, 2, 3. Then you can also win 4, 5, and 6. Then we can win 7, 8, 9. Those are the winning combination, comma. The comma there. The next winning combination 1, 4, 1, 4, 7. Yeah. Then we have, let's go for 2, 5, and 8. 2, 5, and 8. Another winning combination is going to, let's close this up here. Close 2, two 5 bits, 255 and 8 here. Close that. Then another winning combination is going to be 3, 6 and 9, 6 and brilliant. So this is for the rolls, the winning combination for rolls, the winning combination for let's go column. This is going to be winning combination for columns. And finally, diagonal winning combination. That's going to be 1, 9. Okay, we only have 2 diagonal, so I'm going to copy this. Paste. So 1, 5, 9. And the next one is going to be 3, 5, 7. 3, 5, 7. There. All of the winning combination are taken care of. This is for diagonal, so we can just diagonal winning combination. There we go. So I'm now going to use the for loop to determine who is winning or not. So I'm going to come down here now. Okay, come right down here and we just say for combination in winning combinations. Winning combination. Get rid of this. For combination in winning combinations. Okay. If all button has text. If it all has text, then we end up with a draw here. Let's see. That will be equals. No, let's say X. For buttons in combination, close that. Right. Then show winner X. Show winner X. Show winner X. I will also want you to return. No, return. So that's my first condition. Else, if. Okay. Else, if. That is gonna be 0. No, O. Then show this message for O. That is good. So if all happens to be the same, then that should give us a draw. So I can then, now I'm going to copy this, paste it right underneath here. Using an if statement, if all is the same, we need to indent this. Okay, this is going to be a message. So let's just say reset here. We don't call my reset anyway. So, and yeah. Okay, if all button text is not equals, if it's not equals for button, if it's not equal for button in all of these condition here, so I'm going to just enter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 9, copy all of these. If it's not in button 1, 2, 3, get rid of these, this. Okay. All right. In that case, we want a message box to display. So I'm going to just come right here and let's say Tkinter dot message. So let's say message box dot show information. Show info, and the information is going to be as follows. In the first place, let's enter a draw there. Draw and comma. Let us say the game ended in a draw. Yeah, something like that. The game ended in a draw. Close that. So that's my message that will be displayed. Okay, we then also need to create the winning condition. So in the case of the winning condition, I want you to add value into that. So I'm going to highlight, create another function here. So that is going to be show underscore winner. And the winner in this case is going to be known as winner. And using a for loop for button in buttons. So all of these buttons, I'm going to grab hold of them. For button in button, button in button. So we then need to actually ask the system, let's say button dot configure the state to be disabled. Dot configure and condition that the state equals disabled. There we go. Okay, that's if all of this button. Okay, that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now let's put a condition for the winning. But if winner equals x, there we now want the following to add value to the player text. So I'm going to say n equals float and player x dot get. So we need to add value to that. Score equals plus 1. Then player x player X dot set score, and let's display a message. Let's grab all of this. Paste it in there. So we just say the winner is player X. Winning message, winner is player X. Say player X wins. There we go. Okay, we'll repeat the same thing for player O. I'm just going to copy all of this. Here, copy. Come right down here using an else statement, else. Paste that there. This become O, player O. And O here as well. And O here. Hey, that is fine. Now, we only need 3 more to go. 3 more functions. Alright, come right down here. The next function that I'm going to go for is going to be the for reset. So let's just say reset. In this case, it's going to be, let's say, for button 1, 2, and 3 up to 9. Grab hold of that. Grab hold of all of these buttons here. Make life easy pasting them in an array. Okay, then you just say button equals clear. Remember the function called button up there. Button that is in the array equals play. Once that is clicked up, then the configuration state should be normal. Copy, paste. That should be normal. Change this to normal. There we go. That is for resets. The next one is going to be the new and exits. So let's come down here. Function new game. There. Function new game. Resets. For reset function. Then set the player to 0, 0. Just this one here. Set them to 0 by 0. Write down, paste. There. That's taken care of. Finally, function exit. I'm going to call that I exit. So I exit. Let's say exit. Confirm exit. That's going to be equals. Let's say box. Let's grab all of this. Equals message box dot ask yes no, and in here exit, that's the title, comma, and I can just say confirm if you want to exit. Right, that's done. Okay, close that. And if exit equals yes, then we just exit out. If exit, then we say root dot destroy. All right. Okay, guys, that is it. So let's call this player X inside the text box. Let's come right down here. I think the text box is here. There, right here. I'm going to say comma here, comma, variable, text variable equals that player X. So I'm going to repeat the same thing for the other one. Text variable equals player. Copy, come in here. Oh, that's wrong. It's in the wrong place. Cut it off. It's supposed to be inside the text box here. I'm just going to paste that here. Press enter. That's for the text box. Then the next one here. Paste. Press enter. This is for player. So that will officially assign the value of 0 into them. Now that is done. So for the exits, let's just say comma command equals I exit. Right. Then that is for exit. Then for resets, that is reset. Then we have new game. That's new game. That's the name of the function, new game. Okay. I'll maybe move this down so that you can see it. Right. So these three are taken care of. Okay, the next thing now, let's call each button number 1 here. So I'm gonna have to call that with command lambda. So let's say comma command equals lambda function, and this lambda function will be in checker button. Yeah, I think I'll call it checker button. Checker, and we're checking btn1. Move this underneath here so that you guys can see that. Okay, that's for button number 1. Right. Oh, it's called checkers. It's not checker. Checkers. So that should be checkers. And wait a minute. And here as well, look, this square bracket is missing here. So I can just take the S off. Just leave it as checker button. So let's come straight to the button here. Here's button number 1. There is now checker. So grab all of these. The next one, copy. It's going to be button number 2. Button 2. So right down here, just put a comma, press enter, paste, and change this one to 2. Yeah. Then button number 3, comma. Yeah, that's 3. Comma 4. 5. 85, 6, now it becomes 6. 3 more to go. Button 7, paste, and 7. Button 8, paste, and 8, and button 9, paste, and changes to 9. Okay. Oh, I have a major problem. Look at this. This is supposed to be BTN. That should be BTN. Sorry about that. I'm gonna have to do the same thing for BTN, BTN. Else, I'm gonna end up with an error. BTN, BTN, because that's the button name. Look, BTN. So instead, I'm calling the wrong thing. BTN, BTN, and there we go. All right. So all the buttons now have correct names. You make sure you call BTN. I'm calling this very button there inside the Lamster. Now the next thing is, let me just look around before we try this out. Hopefully, oh look at that. This is an obvious error there. There should be a column in there. There. Okay, I'm just gonna try it now. Click on run. Oh, one down. Oh there, that's not working. Let's see why. Let me run it one more time so that I can grab hold of why. There, close that. Let's see. Click. The name click is not defined. What did I call it then? As you can see, the name click is not defined. Okay, so let's see where I declare my variable, which should be there. Look here. So that is missing. So even, let me say button, that should have been there as well. That will be equals string variable, and click, that will be equals true. Okay. Oh, and right here, guys, look, I spotted another error that should have been symbol equals false because I copied this. All right, let's try it out again. So click on run, save that first. Yeah, there we go. Let's see. We have one winner. 0 is the winner. Then resets. Yeah, reset works as well. Now it's 5x works resets. Let's see if we can get a draw. We have a draw. And let's see if we can increment one of them. There we go. See that, guys? And that's how you create your own Tic Tac Toe game in Python. But before I leave, let me show you guys the lines of code again. Take it from the top. And here are my frames. Come right there. This is where I have created all my functions. Bring it down. Down. You can always pause to have a good look at it. There we go. And here I have all my widgets, the buttons. Bring it down and down. And there, guys. Alright. And please do subscribe to my channel, and you can also join to become a member of the channel. That'll be very helpful if you guys can do that for me. And please like, and you can also comment. So you all have a nice day now. And bye for now.